Hey, welcome back to Comedy Trap House News. It's your boy Marvin Telp. And we're going to start this week when we find out the happiest place on earth is not the happiest place on earth. Sesame Street just got a little more ghetto. So what's been very prominent on social media has been the fact that two little black girls were at Sesame Place for one of their many parades, and Rosita, a character, was walking by, and Rosita was dapping up all the whites, and then when they got to the two little black kids, hit them with a no thank you, skipped over them, and then hugged the little white kid. And of course, Sesame Place was like, no, we didn't mean to do that. And the parents, a little outraged, brought their kids to the park to have an experience. What they didn't know was that they were paying for the life experience package, which comes with racism and microaggression. Welcome to America. So Sesame Street issues this apology. Regarding the incident yesterday, the costumes our performers wear sometimes make it difficult to see at lower levels, and sometimes our performers miss hug requests from guests. The performer portraying the Rosita character has confirmed that the no hand gesture was seen several times in the video was not directed to any specific person. Rather, it was a response to multiple requests from someone in a crowd who asked Rosita to hold their child for a photo, which is not permitted. The Rosita performer did not intentionally ignore the girls and is devastated about the misunderstanding. We spoke to the family and extended our apologies and invited them back for a special meet and greet opportunity with our characters. We apologize to these guests for not delivering the experience they expected, and we commit to do our best to earn their and all guests' visit and support. Rosita was devastated, ladies and gentlemen, about this misunderstanding because they would never do a thing like that.
I don't like this, but this is completely unacceptable.
No. This is another misunderstanding. Because Sesame Place makes sure all their guests get an experience of a lifetime. Big Bird would... All right. It's like, stop, guys. I know what you're doing. You think we're trying to make a point by flashing up these things, but I like Telly. Look at Telly. I wish you would, Telly. Let me explain something to you. If I have my kid at this park and you put your little raggedy ass belly and knock my kid over, I'm gonna you up. I'm beating your mother ass. You heard it here first. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't give a I'm gonna ride on Telly. There's no way in hell I'm gonna let you knock my kid over and you think you're not gonna get your ass beat. I know, you guys are saying, Marvin, you cannot ride out on a Telly at a park. Watch this. Speaking of kids, last week we covered Texas mom Brandy Patone in her fight to getting her HOV ticket dismissed. She was in a hold lane. Oh, H to the O. The cops pulled her over and she said, hey, I'm pregnant with child and it is another person. So we spoke on the potential implications of what that means, and fast forward a week, Senator Marco Rubio with his Oscar de la Hoya looking ass wants to propose a bill that has child support due at conception. Conception? Nah, dog, like, how do I even know that that's my kid? Like, I don't know that. You could have done something wild on the way. I'm sorry. This is not personal. I'm just saying, these are my conceptions. All I'm saying is it's very risky. A person that hasn't even made the journey, because pregnancy is a very precarious adventure. There are ladies who can speak on this, miscarriages. There are so many things that happen along that journey that's saying, hey, you are now financially obligated for this fetus that may not hit embryo stage is yours. It's a very dangerous precedent because, again, it's only going to benefit people's political arguments. Whatever your political argument's going to be, you can find a way to twist this. My biggest concern, again, is Spirit. Stop giving Spirit Airlines an additional reason to upcharge people. Bitch. This week in Greenwood, Indiana, at Greenwood Mall, there was a shooting, and it was a 20-year-old guy who went on a shooting rampage. He destroyed his cell phone, destroyed his laptop, and then went into the mall and then proceeded to shoot people. 3 people lost their lives, which is terrible. But he was stopped by 22-year-old Eli Dickin, who had a gun on him and was strapped up. And I know what the argument's going to be. Hey, the way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. But let me give you a little bit of numbers so you can figure this out, okay? The 20-year-old shooter shot off 24 rounds. The good guy hero shot off 10 before he actually hit the shooter. 10. So legitimately, you're in the mall in the middle of a Call of Duty match. You've got to duck down, you've got to crawl, you've got to roll. So what happens is this guy's not trained. He's a hero. Let's get that straight. Eli Dickens saved lives that day. But there's a big burden that comes with random shootouts breaking out in the middle of any public area. Instead of saying, hey, let's make it harder to carry these weapons. And not impossible, just let's do some mental disabilities. Like let's figure out if the motherfucker is sane, okay? Let's make sure the motherfucker's not gonna pull a gun out at the McDonald's drive. Oh, speaking of.
Oh! Drop the gun! Kids!
Yes, that 4-year-old kid took his dad's gun and shot at the police. Why? Because he wanted his daddy to be free. You know, it's the biggest game of cops and robbers you've ever seen live. So this dad pulls out a gun at McDonald's because they messed up his order, and we know how people feel about their sauces. Pulls out a gun. Of course they call the police on him. Duh. The police handcuff him. His son, 4, pulls out a gun and starts banging on him. And this is the danger. I am a gun owner. I like guns. I go to the range. But do I feel like people who carry something that can take your life should have to go through a test or two? Yeah, why not? So, we know what the Republican talk points are going to be. We're going to know what all gun rights advocates talk points are going to be. Hey, he's a hero, and he is. But we don't need shootouts in malls for heroes. Don't let dickhead over here get the fucking gun to begin with. But you know, I'm just speaking from a desk in LA. And speaking of law and lawmakers, let's visit Nancy Pelosi. Her husband, Paul Pelosi, bought 20,000 shares of NVIDIA stock. 20,000 shares of NVIDIA stock. Let me give you that in a number. They said that's about $1 million to $5 million worth of stock. And you go, okay, well, he's just an investor. He bought this stock right before the congressional vote on whether or not they're going to put more money into developing chips in this country. And NVIDIA does chips, just in case you missed the two. I don't know how, but just in case. That is insider trading at the highest level possible. And I know, listen, we know for a fact that all politicians in this country are a little bit suspect. And it's something that, you know, we tend to accept it. But we don't actually have to, because the power of democracy is in its people. Now, I was out on Nancy Pelosi years ago when all the things were going around with police reform and they brought their white asses to the Capitol building and kente cloth and dashikis. The fuck? You're a lawmaker. Make the laws. I don't need you to wear a dashiki. I don't know, I guess I'm in rant mode this week. If I'm Martha Stewart, of all people, I am furious. Because Martha Stewart went to jail for insider trading. This is what insider trading is. Hey, you get a hint about some shit, you buy some stock, you make some bread, you keep it moving. However, if Martha Stewart didn't go to jail, would she have become friends with Snoop Dogg? And let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, this is the greatest coupling in mankind's history. I would say black folk go buy NVIDIA stock, but here at Comedy Trap House, we don't give financial advice. And next on our list is President Joe Biden. And for more on that, let's go to our Need Help, Get Telp segment.
Need help, get help.
And while we're on politics, Joe Biden is the president of the United States. I voted for Joe. I'm gonna tell you the truth, I voted for Joe. But I only voted for Joe because I thought the only person out of the entire Democratic list that could possibly beat Trump was another old white man. And I was right. So Joe Biden has a 39% approval rating right now, which is actually kind of trash. Still higher than your boys, but it's kind of trash. And I have a problem with Joe Biden. And the problem is not that he's put laws into motion that's been detrimental to the black community. It's not that he's just another old white man. It's not that his wife just referred to Mexicans as breakfast tacos. And it's not even his suspicious ass trip to Saudi Arabia. You know, I'm hoping he gets us a discount off that oil. Insider trading. Anyway, my problem is his son, Hunter Biden. And my problems with Hunter are not because of his shady business deals. It's not because his laptop is suspicious and there's a bunch of crap on that. It's because he went to Obama's White House with crack on him. Nigga, what? You do not come to the black president's White House with crack on you. Because you know what would have happened? Let one of them little crack valves falling out his pocket. You know who they would have blamed. The last person they would have looked at was anyone white. They'd have blamed it on Michelle. They'd have blamed it on Barack. They'd have blamed it on the kids. Fuck it, the dog. Somebody that was not white would have gotten booked on that. And that pisses me off because Obama did nothing but keep a perfect image in the White House. Perfect, because he knew he was black in the White House. And this nigga gonna go ahead and bring crack in the White House. Trifling. If you enjoy this show, make sure you check out the rest of the shows on the Comedy Trap House Network. Mayhem Hour, Mic Drop, and of course the OG, the Comedy Trap House Podcast. Also, follow your boy on Instagram. And again, if you like all things nerdom, anime, Marvel, MCU, etc., follow us at the Coolest Nerds You've Ever Met podcast. Thanks for spending time with us at Comedy Trap House News. It's your boy Marvin Telp. See you when we see you. Peace.